maybe later on we might have something where we could be streaming too.
We meet y'all online. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all gotta listen. If y'all like this, make sure y'all share this and comment this.
And remember, always tell your friends about me.
That's true. That is what is true.
But back on to it.
All right, my number. Man said life ain't easy. Niggas gotta eat. That's when shit get greasy. Streets be all like feed me, feed me. Niggas gotta eat. That's when shit get greasy. What it is, y'all, you already know. Hold your applause. You know why? Cause it's showtime.
Well, Lord.
Man, what's good, y'all? Every single one of y'all out there, everybody that watches, I love it. I love it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you just watching this in passing, or if you watch this religiously, either way,
we appreciate you.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
No, but for real though. For real though.
Thank you. So today's topic, we gonna touch on the long-awaited. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Herb Southall. He kept checking me. Oh man, if I'm messing his name up, forgive me. But my man Herb definitely said, yo, I'm doubting your gangster. I'm doubting it, cause y'all niggas ain't talked about video games yet.
Oh man. Now I can't pull up like no bitch.
Listen, I ain't never been to stand down from a challenge. Ain't never been.
Oh man, my mama ain't raised me like that.
Never
had I.
So we gonna give you our top 5 video games.
You know I'm ready. I was born ready on fish and spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
Gravy baby got it all smoked.
Like makeup.
Got it all covered.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you know, we came in that era where we actually was in that era where we grew up, where literally once the wave started popping,
we was around to see the beginning of it.
Yeah,
I remember playing Tomb Raider on Sega Saturn when I was just knee high to a grasshopper.
I mean, I thought it was PlayStation. They only had it on PlayStation. I thought Tomb Raider was only a PlayStation.
I don't think so.
For real?
I don't think so because I know they ain't have a PlayStation. So I'll fact check it real quick.
Yeah,
just
but
to make sure, because I might be wrong. But
like,
I'm pretty sure it was a Sega Saturn, yo.
Let me tell you something about Sega Saturn. Right, that was trash. All
right,
Sega Saturn, it was a bag of trash.
Yeah,
we not even going to talk about it. Listen,
I have fond memories.
When they had the Dreamcast, though, totally different.
Oh
situation.
Yeah, Dreamcast was at work because Marvel vs. Capcom 2, bro.
Look, I'm gonna just put it to y'all like this. All right. I have always been a PlayStation
I put in Tomb Raider and I put Sega and Saturn came up. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Tomb Raider. I think it was the first joint. It's on eBay.
Yep.
Sega Saturn. Yeah, my cousin had Tomb Raider on Sega Saturn. I remember that joint. Graphics looked like Minecraft.
Listen.
Shit was bad.
Players fuck up.
Bad. Every day.
You know what I'm saying? But we gonna give you our top 5. And I'm putting my rules out there already. All right, listen. If y'all looking for first-person shooters, you are looking at the wrong guy. All right,
and you're actually looking at the right guy.
First-person shooters is not my thing. I've always been a sports, fighting, or a role-playing game. RPGs is what you call it. That's always been my twist. You know what I'm saying? You, on the other hand,
I play everything.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
I didn't know that law was nice until like the past couple years. Like, cause we always like once we started getting into Injustice and then Mortal Kombat. Like
that was when I started to understand it like a science though.
Yeah.
Like if you understand how a machine moves and the pace at which you have to do something, you can play a fucking video game. That's how I got on 2K. Now niggas be mad playing me in 2K. I never was a 2K nigga until like a year ago. Now niggas get mad playing me in 2K. Like most likely I'll bust your ass, and if I don't bust your ass, that mean you real good. Cause like I play on Superstar at least. Yeah. Like it takes Superstar for me to lose. Maybe. Maybe. But I can play on Hall of Fame. I can play on Hall of Fame though. Okay. I can play on Hall of Fame.
Because you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, we throwing it out there. We might also be throwing out the smoke.
Yeah, but but I don't want, because niggas be hype about 2K. I don't like playing people with egos and all that shit. Just play, yo. Yeah. Just play, bro. I don't give a fuck. If I lose, I really don't care. And he ain't gonna be like, oh, I beat Lord. Guess what? Lord tell you, he ain't gonna give a fuck.
Dogs and days.
Every dog has his day. I done beat the best of niggas. And I done lost to the worst of them.
So I think I'm gonna just come out the gate with it. I'm gonna go with my number 5. Yeah, my number 5 favorite video game is going to have to be Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Okay.
Alright? I'm a huge Rockstar fan. So you're probably gonna see a couple Rockstar games on here. But I just feel like with San Andreas they had everything right. Vice City, they knew where the storyline was going to go. I think storyline wise, Vice City was great. But San Andreas,
was different.
I was CJ. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never repped Grove Street, but let me tell you something.
He said, I don't rep the Finn.
I'm not affiliated
with nothing.
None of that. But when I tell you if you ask who the king of Grove Street, I'm OG, triple OG CJ. You feel me? I was in the gym. I was the buff CJ. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, and then not to mention the big names you had in there too, man. You had Clifton Powell in there. You had it wasn't Eazy-E, but it was the guy that voiced Eazy-E. DJ Puth was in there.
DJ Puth.
Like it's a few people that I'm just missing off the top of my head that I know was in that game. Just voice wise, it was just everything, man. So to me, San Andreas.
I remember how huge it was. I think I just didn't have a system around that.
Yeah.
So like I didn't get to play San Andreas during that part of my life. I remember seeing you play it all the time, but I don't think I had it, or either that, or I just didn't get the game. Like my parents wasn't like they weren't all mad about shit like that. Bro. But I remember niggas loving San Andreas, and I was like, it's in my honorables, but I was a Vice City nigga. Yeah. So like that was when I went in on Grand Theft Auto, and I remember playing the early joint like Grand Theft Auto 2, and it was still the aerial view and shit like that. I remember that shit, but yeah.
I know. Once they made the 3D like Grand Theft Auto 3,
it was drawn.
I was tapped in. I was tapped in.
So I think I'm gonna give you my 5. I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go back to where it first really started with me, and I'm gonna have to give you Goldeneye for Nintendo 64, man.
First person shooter, get down out the gate.
I told you I'm a first person shooter nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like that. There's mad great first person shooters, and like, in my honorables I got like, call it Black Ops. I really enjoy Cold War. But yeah, I feel like GoldenEye was like the start of it, and everything from it, the graphics, the fucking soundtrack, how closely it relates to really the actual movie. It was like you were playing the movie. I just watched GoldenEye. It's on Netflix right now. I'm a Bond fan, and I like all versions of Bond. I don't really like Sean Connery slapping women and shit like that. I'm not a fan of that at all. And even I don't like that shit. But I fuck with James Bond. Daniel Craig is my nigga. Pierce Brosnan's alright. But anyway, I fucks with Bond. GoldenEye, really the games was like the movie. And then for the times at 64, it was huge. Yeah. And I remember my pop had it.
I hated Odd Job.
Oh, fucking Odd Job.
With the goddamn hat.
Remember, oh man. I remember Jaws.
And
Moonraker.
I hated the golden gun.
Oh, the golden gun was it? Because it was one shoot. You could shoot a nigga in the foot and he died.
You know the worst part, and we gonna go into my number 4. But before we get there, I'm gonna tell you, GoldenEye was the reason why everybody loved first person shooters. GoldenEye is the main reason why I hated first person shooters. I love the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Soon as I make the wrong turn,
that was bad, Joe. You just died.
And then you gotta. And then it wasn't. That's why you need to invest. It wasn't no respawning. No, you was dead. Like you was dead.
No, it was checkpoints.
Yeah. You had to wait to the next checkpoint.
You get to the checkpoint.
Nah, everybody gotta die first, and then you go to the next one.
But I used to just fuck with it on the story. On the story, and then you gotta complete the missions and whatever. That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. I ain't really had no friends, so I was playing by myself.
Right.
But so I ain't really had no multiplayer. I just had when me and my daddy played sometimes. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'll give you a hug later. No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Anyway, so I remember I played the story, and the story was popping. Right. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I remember my dad would take me to the movies to see the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it was like, it was cool. And then for real, my dad never really let me have no fucking fun. So playing the game was the best thing I got anyway. So it was cool. It was cool. So yeah. So I'm gonna give it the GoldenEye from the rip.
Okay.
What you got? What's your 4?
My number 4. It's a classic.
Mm-hmm. These are all classics. Y'all should know that. These are all classics.
If I had... Alright. It's because of where it is in my heart.
I feel like I know what you're going to say. But go ahead.
For number 4, I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Ooh, you pulled one out the tux.
Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
It was a joint with everybody, right?
Everybody, bro. Yeah. That had everybody. It had everybody in ninja form. It had everybody in cyborg form. It had all of the villains. Only person they didn't have was Quan Chi and Shinnok because they weren't even created at that time. They weren't even thought of. But they had Goro, they had Motaro, they had Shiva, they had
Lovato.
Bro, they had
everybody. I fuck with a lot of people on that joint, yo. Joe Trilogy was everything, bro.
And then not to mention it, that was one of the first games. It was one of the first games I learned a cheat code. And I did the 1-button fatalities and the all blood code. Because you know when they first sold the game, you had to do a code to unlock it so that you could see the blood. And you know, me being 10 years old, like I'm like, alright, well, boop, let's get it. So yeah, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, bro. It didn't have to give me no storyline. I just needed y'all to add all of the characters.
Yeah, that's that
Literally
shit.
everybody was on that shit. Like the yellow cake, don't touch that shit. Never.
That shit's pretty god.
You don't touch that. Don't drop that shit.
Yeah, man. No. That's that shit. No, there are no lies being spotted. All right, so for my number 4. Alright, since you had to go to a fighting game, I had one I felt like everybody would do, but I had to do something personal for me. So I'm going to have to go with Injustice 2.
Okay.
Injustice 2, like when Mortal Kombat 10 came out, or X or whatever niggas like to call it, Mortal Kombat came out, I think like the that Unreal Fight engine, people were peeping how good that is. Yeah. And I feel like, I think MK11 is its finest version, but I feel like Injustice 2 is where they got it right.
Yes.
Is where they figured out exactly how to get that shit right. Because after I played Mortal Kombat 11 and I came back to Injustice 2, I was like, oh, this is easy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't play Injustice 2 for like a year and a half, 2 years. And he knows me with Black Canary.
I told him about Injustice, and he was like, all right, that's what's up.
And the first Injustice, I played it,
I loved it.
The first one? No, it was good because it was the beginning. Yeah, but like Injustice 2 was like...
It was the one. That was the one. It was the one.
Fucking moi. Yeah. Fucking Magnifico, nigga. Yes. It was beautiful.
I mean, other than the fact that I had to like change the skins or you had to unlock certain parts to get
the but I love that though. Like
I wasn't about to do all of that. Like
but it was just a gradual thing over time. It's the same thing with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The same thing.
I got the same thing with him. So what I'm saying is 11. The reason why I love Trilogy because I can just put a fucking code in and all of a sudden everything's available now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not as deep. It don't look as good. I know it's cool.
Accessible.
Well,
they trying to milk the man.
Yeah, they is trying to.
You know what I'm saying?
These bitches be $100.
Listen, we are. Injustice 2 is one of my personal favorite games.
Injustice 2 was a clutch.
If it hits my honorable mention, it hits my honorable mention.
My honorable mention for that in that category was definitely Marvel vs. Capcom 2, cause a game with fucking everybody.
Yes,
everyone. Venom.
I seized that, and then I raise you for my unpopular opinion is that I think that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was better graphic-wise because they changed the whole...
The depth of it.
They changed the engine, everything got good. Like, then the characters just kept falling.
Now, Infinite was trash.
Infinite was garbage, okay?
Trash.
We are not mentioning
that. Them Jones was trash.
Arcade-wise, I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Definitely.
If I'm talking about in my house right now, I can get it. 3 Ultimate.
And I ain't gonna lie, when it's over, we might have to run around because that's my shit.
Listen, I'm down for all of that. You definitely throw these hands
anytime you can catch the mittens.
Like, maybe later on we might have something where we could be streaming too.
Yeah. We meet y'all online, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all gotta, listen, if y'all like this, make sure y'all share this and comment this.
And remember, always tell your friends about me.
That's true. That is what is true.
But back on to it.
Alright, my number trace.
I think. Yeah, number 3.
For my number 3, it has a special place in my heart.
Talk to me.
Alright? It sits with me the way that when you smell that home-cooked meal, it brings you to back when you was 12 years old. The game doesn't even exist anymore, and I can't find it. I can't download it. I can't stream it.
What you talking about?
I'm talking about Enter the Matrix,
Ooh.
Path of Neo.
Oh, you came out here to preach.
Yeah, listen.
I didn't know there was a sermon involved.
Listen. Path of Neo gave you everything.
Are you taking Ty's past?
I'm listen. Go ahead and put something. Go ahead and throw $1 in.
Because this boy out here preaching. I ain't know I came here for a sermon. Go ahead, Pastor.
If you needed a game where you could not only fight at any time, you could pull out a weapon, a melee weapon,
you just lying around
at any time. And then if you just get mad, you could fly back. I'm shooting everybody.
And you gotta understand the year that this is, like 05, 06. Like this was it was I'll say that the graphics weren't great.
Wasn't the best, no.
But what you could do,
they had the premise right.
Oh,
they had the idea. Like,
imagine playing a game like that now.
What?
With the graphics?
What?
An RPG like that?
What?
Oh my god.
If there is any game that you can sit there and fight, and then pull a melee weapon, and then you can just
pull out a gun.
It
was like Grand Theft Auto, but with Neo. Almost.
And then it was Grand Theft Auto with a little twist.
Because it had an actual storyline that you had to stay in, but within a level, you were able to do
Max Payne.
Oh, fucking
remember
Max
when
Payne.
You slowed it down? And you could do the bullet time.
Remember how big Max Payne was?
I don't know.
I just got a whole nostalgia
That's
feeling
what I'm
from
saying, man.
That Xbox coming out, Max Payne.
Listen, Max Payne was at work. But Path of Neo to me is like it brings me back to that. Not to mention because I loved all of the Matrix movies. So the trilogy, like I mean,
and I was just I was an Enter the Matrix nigga.
Yeah,
my pop had got that joint, young boy, blah blah. We played it, and it was solid. Yeah, and I didn't play Path of Neo. I had known about it, but I didn't play Path of Neo until I went to Byron's house when we was young boys. It was a high school, and then I was just like, yo. And then when I was old enough, and I just would like buy games myself, and I'm like. I just went and bought it because I played it at his house and I was like, oh, I'm about to get this joint. And I remember being like 18, 19 and I went and I told him, man, I went through a joint and I was like, yo, this joint was lit. And we was way past then with graphics, but still at the time.
The PS3 was out and running.
But it wasn't, we weren't too far ahead for me to not be able to like appreciate the fuck out of that game.
Right.
That joint was lit. And I ain't gonna lie, I could probably play that joint now and be okay.
Yeah, be right.
It was so dope, dog. Just play it from the beginning. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna take it there. I'm gonna have to go with True Crime Streets in New York. You know, I was thinking of like RPG-ish or whatever, and I was gonna go, like I said, Vice City, but I had True Crime Streets in New York, and it had a special place with me. I like the Grand Theft Auto aspect to it, but still very much like Grand Theft Auto. And you were in. It was mission driven.
Yes.
And there was in Grand Theft Auto, there's a storyline, but you can go so far outside of the storyline.
Yes.
With this, you could, but you couldn't.
You had to stick to the
to a degree.
And then you couldn't go to the next thing unless you did the other.
Right. And you could do little side stuff, and the side stuff was great. Yeah. We used to run up in stores and shit.
They was robbing the bank, or they was doing some.
The soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was when I first heard "Welcome to New York City" with Cameron Just Blaze. He said, "It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. It don't matter if you 3 feet or 8'1". Cam was smacking that joint up. Yeah. Oh, Ho's verse. We ain't gonna get into that.
No.
But that was a. We gonna talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, True Crime Streets of New York was that shit. I remember playing the first one. My uncle had an Xbox, and I was playing it like at my grandma's crib or whatever. And I went through the whole story, and I liked it. But I liked in the second one how they made it the same, but let you go so far outside of it. Right. And at that time, those were some top graphics. The graphics was mean for True Crime at that time.
True Crime was the first game where they didn't have the clumpy hands. You actually had all 5 of the digits. Like, you all had all 10 digits.
And niggas would be moving more fluidly.
Yes,
like,
it felt better. It wasn't the blocky movement. It was a running style. Man, listen, dog. I feel you. I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's going to be my trade piece.
All right. So, I'm going to throw out for my number 2. My number 2.
I feel like we might either your number 2 is my number 1, or we got the same number 1.
Nah, I'm gonna throw in a monkey wrench in the game. This is probably by far it is one of my favorite games, and it's only been out for a couple of years. Okay, all right. My number 2 favorite game, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I knew it. I know this nigga because I was thinking and I was like, yeah, he do love that fucking game,
bruh.
Yeah,
bruh.
He won't make me fuck with it.
It was all right, like, and you've never even played it.
Not really, but I watched you play it, and I've seen like how intricate it is, and like I fuck with it, but I feel like I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna be stuck for a minute.
So you ain't tell me this Red Dead Redemption 2 was fire like this, bro. I'm out here skinning gators. I'm an outlaw, robbing banks. I got horses in the stable, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here balling. I'm a wanted man.
You will.
I know.
Like, I'm talking about, like, they're saying it's 60 hours of gameplay. That means you could try to do a speed run of the game, and you still only gonna get about 60%. I beat the game, and I didn't do any of the other stuff that was out there to do. Like, you can go in depth into anything. Like, if you wanted to be a hunter, there's just missions of you just going out there finding animals, hunting the animals. Nigga, there's like 300 animals. I may have came across 112. You know what I'm saying? That's just hunting. If we're talking about there was a thing where you can basically collect different items. Like, there was golds, there was different treasures. Nigga, I didn't find any. The only thing I wanted to do was just beat the game. There's so much of the game that it is so dope that it had nothing to do with the storyline.
I hear that's kind of how, like, Skyrim is.
Yeah, but
like, it's super deep.
It's deep, but, like, those are, like, shorter stories. With Red Dead, the storyline is just so good, you want to kind of continue the story. You just feel like all of the other stuff is mainly distractions to getting you to go into where you want to go. And not to mention, the only, like, downfall of the game is the vehicles. So there's no vehicles.
You got horses.
You got horses, so you gotta ride all the way there. There are ways you can catch the train, and you can pay it, but no. The only way you can really get in depth in the game is you ride that horse, because you will get distracted by stuff over there. There's strangers that pop up. There's all types of different stuff. There's ways you can get money. Like, that's just it's just the game. When I tell you, Lord, hands down, the best fighting engine for the best fighting engine for a role-playing game. You can block. It's rough. I'm talking about, like, it's a strategy to fight in there just to fight. Nigga, you can just spend all your time and going to different saloons, picking fights with different sheriffs. Like, there's so much stuff that you can do in Red Dead Redemption 2 that I'm now playing it again for the second time, and I just don't even want to play the missions. I want to kind of just go where I need to go, but you can't. You got to get further into the missions because you'll be better at doing stuff. Nigga, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay. Good. Yeah, what's your number 2?
All right, so my number 2, I'm going to have to take it back to first-person shooters real quick.
Go ahead.
This one mean a lot to me. Because when we move past the Goldeneyes and we look into, like, real good first-person shooters, like those Call of Duties, the Cold Wars. Oh, another great first-person shooter. If you never played Wolfenstein, bruh.
Yeah, Bruh. If you a real gamer, like a PC gamer, Wolfenstein.
And even, like, no, even on the regular show, because I got it on PlayStation, but no, you right, because my boy got it on the PC and it's ridiculous. But, yo, Wolfenstein is great. But I'm going to have to give it to me, one of the joints that originated, like, that Call of Duty wave of how you shoot and, like, what it looks like and feels like. I got to go with Black. Now, some folks might not know what that is. Black was on PlayStation 2. Bullets. Black.
Just black.
And the missions, oh my God, bro. It was like the first joint with the graphics. I was like, this is what game. And I don't know if Call of Duty had already been out. I don't feel like I was playing Black when I had it, and it was like one of the PlayStation, like, the collection joints.
Yeah.
And we was in high school when I was playing Black.
Right.
So that's like 04. I graduated 08.
Yeah.
So it within 06.
First Xbox brand, it's around there.
It probably came out in like 06. It might have been before Call of Duty. I don't know.
But
that's what I remember.
When it came out. Yep.
I remember Black. I don't remember Call of Duty. Hey, if y'all know, leave it in the comments for real, because we definitely want to know. That's what I remember. I remember Black first, and I was like, yo, this Black was sick. I don't really remember Call of Duty. Like, I don't remember Black Ops 1 or 2.
I remember 2.
You remember 2?
Playing 2.
You remember playing Black Ops 2? Okay. Yeah. But that was still later.
Yeah, it was later.
That's how like
Black Ops 2 was PlayStation 2.
It was? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Modern Warfare and all that stuff.
It was 3.
Yeah. That was like, that was 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good one. I think we had the same number 1.
Yeah.
I think we had the same number 1.
So too. Because the more I move through it, the more I was like, I can put it here. But nah, B, it's number 1, bro. It's always going to be number 1.
I want to give a quick honorable mention because, like I said, with Red Dead Redemption, that was a Rockstar game. San Andreas is a Rockstar game. That's Grand Theft Auto. Big shout out to the Warriors, bro. If y'all haven't played the Warriors, that's another one. Their fight engine was really, really good. Like, niggas was running down the street and you could take a bottle and
Right. Yeah, no, that's real.
Yo, it's like you can't get no realer than that.
And I want to give honorable mentions to Cruising USA.
Ooh, okay.
Midnight Club 3.
Yes. Dub edition. Yes.
I want to give a quick shout out to them joints like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't huge racing. Yeah. Joints like Twisted Metal. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like let's like we came from them days. We Blitz 2000. What? You know what I'm talking about? Where you can get the Raiden head. I still remember the code to get the Raiden head from Blitz 2000. That's how far I go back. All right. So we just want to mention
that. Because it's probably going to lead into our number 1.
Go ahead.
Because Blitz was the novelty sports game.
Kind of like NBA Jams.
Right. Like there was NBA Jam. They had a couple of them like that. That was like I remember. It was rap. It was basically they had the basketball, street basketball, but it was street raps or rap street or something like that. But they had basketball players. I mean, they had rappers.
Ballers.
No, that's another one.
Remember Ballers?
I do remember Ballers.
Ballers was that was always,
that was a one-on-one.
Ballers was a good joke. Shout out to Ballers.
Yep.
Oh, real quick, Def Jam Vendetta.
Whoa, yeah!
Def Jam Vendetta, that was his shit.
Listen.
Fight for NY.
Listen.
That was his shit.
Another honorable mention goes to Fight for New York. Fight for New York. It's probably one of my. It's definitely top 10. But like I said, I can't.
Yeah, no, but we had to get them joints real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas will be like, well, you can replace Trap and Neo for that.
Niggas gonna try to claim me for this, but Bomberman got me through some real hard times in life. You don't disrespect Bomberman. When I was young, when I was knee high to a motherfucking skeleton, you know what I'm saying? Bomberman got me through some motherfucking times. So y'all put some respect on that nigga name. But go ahead. What's our number 1? Because you already know it's the same thing. What is it? It's everybody number 1. It's every real nigga number 1.
Listen, if you really play any games that you absolutely like and remember, there were certain soundtracks. There were certain soundtracks, bro, that when you heard it, you knew what game we was playing, bro. This is when it was loading.
And then
once it got to that screen,
and this is all the credits. This is like everything coming on. Oh my god! Every time I play it, it don't never get old.
Forgive us, Pete. Forgive us, Mr. Rock. Please forgive us.
Smooth.
When we hear
92.
that lets us know it's about to go down.
I probably know just about every word to that song. That song to me is like if somebody was like, give me top. The 5 songs that encapsulate hip hop.
Yes.
To a degree, it's one of those. That's one of the songs that it feels like everybody know. People who don't like rap hear that and feel something. It was as
soon as you hear that saxophone.
They reminisce over you.
NBA Street Volume 2.
Incredible.
It's one of the best games
ever
okay.
Made.
And it bothers me that they're not trying to recreate this. It's been.
They don't have to do nothing.
They don't listen.
You just have to make the graphics on point.
Give us the new players. That's
like
it.
I'm not gonna lie. if I would play that joint if I could, because even when you used to have to go through all of the teams and then the story, oh my god.
Listen, just when you create, so there was another thing, you could create a player and make him the best street baller. Then you could do another one where you can have a full team.
And you could create different teams and put people on it. So my thing was, is that I used to come up with team names and places that would be, so like I had the French fries. You know what I'm saying? The Idaho potatoes.
Yeah, I remember,
I had the Belgian waffles. Those joints was good. And I would have like, it would be like Wilt Chamberlain, like 96 Jordan, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett. It would be something ridiculous,
you can get your best
George the Iceman motherfucking
Gervin. Your best 3 to go against another 3, and y'all go settle it on the street ball court. This was the game to beat.
Name one nigga better than James Worthy.
One
nigga. Name one. I did.
On that game?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
I'm about to say, because
I'm fucking with you.
My go-to, all right, and just to throw that out there.
All right, so who was your go-to old schools?
My go-to old schools?
Old schools.
All right, so I would always do, I do 96 Mike. If I do it now, it's 96 Mike, Allen Iverson, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Or if
that's not old school, because AI was new then.
Well, I mean, that was my go-to 3. You talking about old school? Like, if I did the old school All-Stars, it was going to be Wilt Chamberlain, Isaiah Thomas, and it was Wilt, Isaiah, and Dr. J.
Okay. All right, I like that. I usually pick Dr. J. I was a Jerry West had a Jimmy on him.
Yeah.
I would pick Larry Bird. You know, I was an outside dude. Wilt Chamberlain was definitely a go-to.
Okay.
It was, man. That was my shit, yo.
My question for you, who was your go-to 3 for the street ballers?
For the street ballers? All right, wait.
Because I got my 3.
Let me actually look this up so I can be hit. I know one of them is Whitewater.
Whitewater?
I know one of them was Whitewater. Because he could shoot from the out of bounds line. But
Whitewater never missed. Bonafide
was me. Stretch was my man.
Stretch. You had
Biggie Little.
Biggie Little was
a beast.
Had the handles. Had the handlings.
And be laid the fuck out.
Oh my god. What was the what was the girl? Dimes? Was it the girl Dimes?
Wait, I'm about to find it.
I forgot her name. But yo, even the street ballers was nice. And then when you had to beat the street ballers, and then you had to beat the NBA team. Bro, NBA Street Volume 2, hands down, is going to be our number 1. And that's crazy, because I knew once this list was ended, I was like, he ain't mentioned it. And I ain't mentioned it. We gonna mention it.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was great. It was incredible.
But look, man, as usual, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. That's our 5. Put your 5 right there. Right down there in the comment section.
Go ahead and tell us
go ahead and do that.
We go back and forth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We talk to you.
But it's showtime.
Goodlawd.
No, it's not that one.
No, I know what it is.
No.
Because it start off like
that.
Man. I know the beat, bro.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Hold up.
Crack like, cause I rap like. Crack like, cause I can rap like. Crack like, cause I rap like. This nigga's a savage when he get to rapping, wreaking havoc. He get to spazzing, banging heads, better get the aspirin. Why you acting like I never had to get it cracking? This clash of the rappers is so dope, it's like release the Kraken. Lights, camera, action, never mind.